What is up, everybody? The mailman, the commissioner, Jimmy Milstead, here on a Sunday. Hopefully, my internet's okay. February 16th, 2025. The dog days of winter are here, and this is the Storks Desk. This is only our sixth episode of the season 3 of the League Fantasy Hockey, and we got a lot to talk about, and we'll just jump to it. My guest, it's his show up there in Canada. How's it going, Kevin Stork?
I'm good, man. How's everything going? I'm sure you're relishing in your big win last night, but that's okay because we have another one coming up, which is
Roger that.
what's going to matter because that one, it's like the regular season, man. We'll be back. We'll see you guys on Thursday.
All right.
And
Well,
I'll tell you what, if we don't make it to Thursday, that means we lost yesterday or tomorrow. And if we lose to Finland, we don't deserve to go to the finals. But we're going to have a full lineup back. Makar will be back. I'm pretty confident we'll fight back. You beat us 2-1. You were the better team yesterday. It was a great game. Lots of exciting hockey. It was like Game 7 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. It was a fun game to watch. Even my wife watched.
awesome.
So, I mean, we were all fully enthralled in that game. It was exciting, but I'm not worried about it. Like I told her, that we'll get a rematch on Thursday, and it'll be for all the marbles.
Yeah, let's cut to the the elephant in the room. We're in the dead of winter. It's the traditionally the time of the All-Star break. Instead, the NHL has done the Four Nations face-off this year. I think it's been tremendous. I know I've seen some hockey people on my socials. They just think it doesn't matter. I mean, like, yeah, you can say it really doesn't matter, but it matters. These guys really want it, especially the rivalries matchups. Sweden and Finland had a great game as well. Those are the other two teams. It really beats the pants out of a skills competition and all-star break, as we are pretty much, as I said off the top of the show, the dog days of winter. We got some exciting hockey races in the National Hockey League, but as a long little break here, the all-star break is usually shorter. This has been a fun little tournament. Even if the USA was not doing well, I would really be into this because I enjoyed the hell out of the Sweden-Canada game to open it off. The atmospheres have been electric there in Montreal. The tournament shifts to Boston here in the States here coming up on Monday. But as I reviewed on the Commissioner's Corner for our league on Facebook, just an outstanding tournament. Right now, USA leads the standings points because they had 2 regulation wins. You get 3 regulation points or 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points for an overtime win, 1 point for a regular overtime loss. So all the teams are still alive. Finland stayed alive yesterday. USA beat Finland to start it off. Canada beat Sweden. And then yesterday we had the rivalries. USA ends up beating Canada. And Sweden actually looked like they're going to win it. And Finland pulls the rug right under them. So sets up for Monday in Boston. Finland will take on your boys Canada. And Sweden will take on the USA. It'll be interesting to see what the USA does. Possibly, not putting a full flood. Well, they're already in the finals. I would expect maybe Jake Ottinger getting the start, but it'll be an interesting watch. Canada treating it like a Game 7. Connor McDavid and the boys. It was first international loss in a long time. I don't think Crosby's ever lost. Is that right, Stork?
No, he hasn't, but I mean, he was due for one, right? Can't win them all.
The Golden Boy.
I do agree with you that I think Ottinger will start tomorrow to give Helly a bit of a break for Thursday because that, like I said before, that's where the marbles are. And it should be. I mean, let's face it. What would you rather watch, the Four Nations Cup or the All-Star joke? I mean, come on, there's no comparison. There was heart and soul in this tournament. And It's just too bad for the Russians who should be there with them playing in the Five Nations Cup, or even if you add the Czechs, make it the Six Nations Cup.
Yeah.
I'd like to see this every year, not just every 3 or 4 years. I mean, this is just, I mean, as you said, we're going through this break, and it's an extended break where we don't start till the 22nd again. But to watch this kind of hockey, it's worthwhile taking the break because it's been a great tournament, and I'd rather watch this than a stupid All-Star game. I
Hear
mean,
he, hear he.
you know how I feel about the All-Star game. I could care less. I wouldn't even watch it. It's like boring. But this is not boring.
Yeah, and this is just the perfect primer. As everybody knows, next year the NHL is going to be a part of the Italy Olympics, and that'll
Yeah,
basically be
that's different.
that'll be the marquee. There'll be more nations. It'll even be more ramped up as these guys.
Yeah.
They're getting a little taste right now, and also Gary Bettman, love or hate him, I think he's done a great job. He is announcing that there will be a World Cup of Hockey again. I don't know the details on that. Did you hear about that? As far as when it is it in the summer or is it going to be in the winter?
I'm not really sure, but as you said, I mean, we got the Olympics next year, so they'll be taking a break from there so the NHL players can contribute for their countries. But the World Cup is much like the Four Nations Cup, really. I'm hoping they don't play it in the summer because I don't want those guys out there in the summer just before preseason hockey and going back to training camp and everything. This is the time of the year to have these tournaments. Like I said, I don't mind the break. Next year, it's probably going to be an extended break again for the Olympics. Bring it on. I love it.
Yeah, and going back to last night's game between Canada and U.S., what'd you think of the opening barn burn, the face-offs? Did you love or hate it? I loved it, but
Hey, I'm an old schooler, man. That
Don
shows
Cherry,
that the teams had heart and they were making a statement. And I certainly wasn't expecting 3 fights in 9 seconds, but I knew it was going to be rough and tumble. I even told my wife that watch out, this is going to be a bruising game because these two teams are rivals and they don't like each other. And it doesn't matter if it's just for this tournament because they're going to show some heart. We get ready for the face-off, and right away she's jumping up on the chair, going, "Oh my God, they're gonna fight her!" She was right into it. But I mean, it didn't get out of hand. I mean, once they had those 3 fights, there was some hard checking, some hard play, a lot of digging, and everybody was trying, and there was a lot of emotion out there, and we got down to playing some really good hockey.
yeah, I was gonna. I mean, from my point of view, I mean, I expected a physical game, and that's what we got. I actually was not expecting fights because I know in international hockey league you're not supposed to, like, I guess, but this
Tell
is
that to the
base.
U.S. and Canadian players.
Yeah, but,
You
I
can't
should I
fight.
should I should have known better. But
Oh,
if you're a hockey fan and you're stumbling upon this YouTube, I'm sure you've seen it. What happened? But off the face-off, Matt Tkachuk for the Panthers, he takes on Braden Hagel, who's having a great year. I've never seen Hagel drop the mitts
no,
before. He
he's
held
not
his
a
own.
fighter, but he
Yeah,
got
I
caught
thought.
in the emotion too. So
Yeah, I gotta say, that
you
one was
can
pretty.
tell. I mean, you can tell at the face-off that those two were talking to each other,
Yeah,
and you could tell that they were going to go at it. They had already planned that. That was planned.
yeah. I didn't. I mean, I've never seen Hagel. I'm sure he has, but I've never seen him drop the mitts. So he's just he's a fantastic hockey player. He doesn't have to do that stuff. And, I mean, Matt Tkachuk is Matt Tkachuk, and his brother Brady. A few minutes later, him and Sam Bennett. So Sam Bennett, Matt Tkachuk's teammate. He that was his first game. He didn't play in game one.
No.
I don't even remember who did he replace. Do you remember? Um,
Uh,
somebody came out, and I don't remember who he replaced. But I mean, Sam Bennett and Brady
I
Tkachuk
know.
was lights out. And
I'm just
then
I'm just trying to remember who it was they that didn't dress yesterday. I
yeah, I never
know him,
really.
but I can't off the top of my head. But I
mean,
think Bennett played well. He played with a lot of heart. He hustled out there, so he was a good replacement.
yeah, I mean, it was just a great playoff atmosphere. Montreal was awesome. Uh, whatever your politics are and what your stance is on stuff. I mean, I'm a U.S. vet. There's Canada vets out there. We it's in our DNA. We you have the freedom, to boo a national anthem. I mean, I don't condone. I don't
Uh,
boo national anthems, but you know
okay, do you
that's
want
what.
my 2 cents on that, Jimmy?
Well, I mean,
Because it is going
I
to
don't
get a
like it, but
little political.
yeah,
I'm going to tell you right now where Kevin Stork stands on all that. Do I like the booing? No. I mean, let's face it. Let's look at it. Any game during the NHL season, the fans of the home team are going to boo the visiting team. That's normal, right? What is the reason why fans are booing? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's all political, Jimmy. It's
yeah.
not because they're booing the anthem. It's not because they're booing the American people. What they're booing is Donald Trump. And if any American wonders why we're booing them, I want you to look at it this way. Let's take Vladimir Putin, for instance. He gets on social media and he does a big newscast and he says, well, you know what? We would like to take over America and make them one of our provinces, or oblast, whatever you want to call it, or states. And we might just annex them. Tell me now that Americans wouldn't spit nails for what he said, and then all of a sudden they heard the Russian national anthem. Tell me they wouldn't boo, Jimmy. Tell me they wouldn't boo what Putin said. And tell me that that wouldn't bother him if Putin got on public address and stated that he was going to take over Alaska or he was going to annex America and make it a Russian state. Tell me that wouldn't upset you if you heard that. That's
I
all I'm
mean,
going to say about that. This has
it's
nothing to do with the national anthem.
you know,
Regularly during a
it's
normal game in the NHL, they don't boo the American national anthem, except for a few clowns. And you got the same clowns down in America booing the Canadian national anthem when a Canadian team comes and plays an NHL team.
well, like I said,
This has nothing
I
to
don't.
do with the anthem. It has nothing to do with the American people. This is a president that's gone too far and said too much, and it's caused a lot of problems for the world, not just Canada. I'm including the USA. They're going to pay for what this guy has done, and it's not going to be good for anybody. So if you're wondering why they booed, it has nothing to do with you, and it has nothing to do with your song. It's got something to do with a president who went too far. And if he wasn't involved in all of this, we wouldn't have had this booing because I don't like it. I don't care for it. As
Right
you
on.
know, you're my friend and I love you and you're American and you might have voted for Trump. That's fine. But I'll tell you what, anybody who condones what Trump has said in the past few weeks, there's something wrong with you. Because, like I said, if Putin did this to America, you think Canada's responding the way they are? What would Americans respond to something like that being said by Putin? So there you can understand if you look at it that way, why Canadians are so upset. I mean,
Right
we're
on.
getting to the point now that, and this is because of Trump, we're getting to the point now that we're being very careful what we shop for now. We got labels on all our products in Canadian groceries stating whether they're a Canadian product or not. Tell me that's going to help America. No, it's not. It's not going to help us either because we're going to have to pay more because we pay more for groceries. We do. We really do. Our groceries are expensive. Now they're going to get even more expensive, and it's going to be at the cost of what he said to us. So, I mean, that's all the politics I want to get into. But I want you to know from a Canadian where we're standing in this whole thing. Do I like the booing? No, I don't like the booing. I wish it didn't happen. But I truly understand why they're booing and who they're booing at. And it's not you and it's not your song. I trust you, got to trust me on this. This is
Right
where
on.
Canada is standing. I mean, if anything, Trump has just brought Canadians together because we're in the same boat as you guys are. We have two different faculties fighting it over, the Republicans and the conservatives and the Democrats. We got the same shit here, man. And we're bickering with each other too, just like down in America. But all this has brought a lot of us together as Canadians to stand up for our sovereignty. And that's all I got to say about it, Jimmy.
Right on. Well, I mean, like you, I mean, I'm not talking, I'm not going to get into any of that stuff. This is your show. And I just feel like I'm getting closer as an American with other American, or like, because I mean, it's been bad these past few years. There's a lot of division, and this game kind of unites me.
Here too, man.
And you know, I
We're
don't know.
going through the same stuff, man.
I still love my country, and it's just like I get past all that political stuff. It's just like
Yeah.
I got people down here. I hear that they hate this country. It's just like, yeah, just get out of here. Then I don't know.
Yeah.
I just if you don't want to live here.
Well,
I
we
don't
got
know.
the same
It's
thing
just
here that we've got some people that are Trump lovers and they hate the liberals. Right now, I hate the liberals too because they screwed us over big time. But my statement to them is if you love America so much and you love Trump, move your ass from Canada and go down there where you love it. So, I
yeah.
mean, we got the same stuff here. I mean, we got
Right, right.
liberals fighting conservatives. It's ridiculous, man. You know,
Well,
I wish we didn't have to go through all this, but we are. It's today's
yeah.
world, and we got to deal with it. And you and me, as private citizens, I mean, we got to get along. It's got to start there. I mean, Canada is your closest ally. We've been there for you guys through thick and thin, and to have this being said about us, and it really is an attack on Canadians. I mean, it is. What have we ever done to America to deserve what we got? I mean, let's face it, man. It's ridiculous. We should all
All
be
right.
getting along fine. We're sharing this great game that we have here in America and North America, I should say. Hockey, it brings us all together. I mean, we love to boo the opposing team. I mean, that should never stop. I don't want the love and the support of your team to disappear. I always want that. I want you to boo the best player from the other team when he comes, like Austin Matthews. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
it's because he's a Toronto Maple Leaf in Montreal.
Yeah.
They boo him
Oh
all
man.
the time. They boo him anyway. They boo him when the Leafs come to
Well, I
town.
think that's more of a. I mean, I know people boo Crosby in DC. It's. I mean, they're not going to say it, but like for me, I'll say it for myself. It's more like a respect thing. It's like he's good, and
Yeah,
you're doing
yeah,
it just to try to get him off his game, but it ain't going to happen.
yeah. Well, I
But
mean, my
speak.
wife was even saying, "Why are they booing Matthews?" I said,
Yeah.
"Well, he's playing for Team America, but I said more than anything, he's the Toronto Maple Leaf, and
Yeah.
Montreal fans do not like the Leafs."
Well, I'm talking. Let's talk some hockey here. About this formations.
Please, please,
Um,
let's talk
your
hockey.
boy Austin Matthews on our team. I've always respected Austin Matthews, but when it's like a rooting interest for me, as I am rooting for my USA,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll watch some Leaf games, and my interest. I'm not picking up, on things that I see, but this guy is a hell of a two-way forward,
Did you
and
see that play he did
that,
in the third
his
period there?
his back
Uh,
checking
uh,
is
he
amazing.
came he came flying back into his zone and stopped any chance of a Canadian attack that particular play. That's what Austin Matthews does. And my biggest worry out of this tournament, Jimmy, is I don't want to see anybody get hurt on any of the teams.
Oh, we've had a few. We've had a few so
yeah,
far.
we've had some bumps and bruises. Nobody real serious, but I don't want anybody getting hurt. I want them to play hard and play hard for their country, but I don't want anybody hurt. I mean, I worry about every time somebody falls into the boards, whether he's a Leaf or not, doesn't matter, or whether he's a Canadian or an American. I don't care who he is. I don't want anybody getting hurt. That's my biggest thing in this tournament. I want to see some tough hockey, which is what we've seen, but I don't want any injuries. I don't want anybody not be able to come back on February 22nd and play for their team.
Right on. Yeah, last night, unfortunately, like you said at the top, Canadians were missing Cale Makar. He's been suffering. I guess what's he had, the flu or something?
Yeah, it hurt us. I mean,
hopefully it doesn't go through. Hopefully it doesn't go through any of the locker rooms. But that was a huge loss. He's my captain on my fantasy team. You know, as an American, I mean, like I don't think it cheapened the win for us because both teams played hearts out.
America was the better team last night.
I would like to see him in there if we can link up again, because you know, I mean, best on best, you want to see the best. We're missing Quinn Hughes. Shea Theodore went out in that first game. That sucks for Vegas. Looked like an upper body.
Yeah.
Hate to speculate. I want to say maybe it's even like a wrist, but those you don't mess around. His arm got kind of caught there. I forget who hit him. Was it Eric Carlson? I don't remember, but some real good hard hitting hockey. Off the top, McDavid had an awesome goal. Who fed him that pass? He went right through the D there for the U.S. An electric goal. That barn was rocking. Then Hellebuck's given up his first goal. We're kind of, well, the McDavid goal was awesome. I don't know how you stop that, but and then the USA shut it down. I mean, their defense has been. I've been critical of guys like Adam Fox and Noah Hannafin. I think they've played terrific. I've never really been a huge Charlie McAvoy fan, but I think he set the tone. He hit McDavid. I mean, McDavid's fine. I mean, it was a physical hit, and it looked like it was fun, actually. Sometimes, when you get hit, it's probably like, that felt good. I'm weird. I've played hockey before.
I'm into I get it too, right?
What I'm saying is when you get hit like that, it's kind of like fun, You're not, I mean, there's hits that you don't get hurt on, but it's like,
I've been hit plenty of times in hockey and went end over end, got up, and it got me into the game.
Yeah, that's
just the way it is.
I think that's exactly what that hit was about.
Hockey's a physical sport. So,
I mean, that's the kind of stuff I love.
You shouldn't play.
Yeah. So, I mean, that kind of got the U.S. going. Jake Gensel's had a terrific tournament. I've never been one to be cheering Jake Gensel. He's always kicked my butt on the other side as a Penguin, and he's done pretty good with the Canes, and now he's with the Tampa Bay Lightning. But this guy is looking terrific in this tournament. I want to say he has 4 points. Other standouts, Dylan Larkin might be the biggest goal he ever had. That was the game winner last night. But there's some great moments here for these guys on this stage. Like you said, I mean, beats an all-star break. When you look at it, you could say, I mean, they're, like I said, back on the socials, I see people saying it's just a glorified tournament. It's nobody's going to ever really care about.
Yeah, tell these guys on the ice that they don't care about this tournament. Go ahead.
It's pretty much McDavid's first taste of it, and it matters. So it will be appointment viewing once again, like we said, tomorrow night, President's Day here in the U.S. So I've already got the day off. So it's going to be Sweden and the U.S., and then the big one, Finland and Canada. We'll see what transpires. Who will meet in the finals on Thursday?
We'll see you Thursday, Jimmy.
So
we'll see you Thursday, Jimmy.
I'm not going to say I'm rooting for you, Stork, but I'm rooting.
We'll see you Thursday, Jimmy.
I'm rooting for another matchup because you can inject this in my veins. Because what's better than beating you once? Let's beat them twice. But good luck, buddy. In all seriousness, I love the hell out of you, and I'm nothing without Stork. I love my Canadian friends.
Thanks.
But it's always about the spirit of competition.
Well, like I told you yesterday morning, Jimmy, you and I are good friends. We've been good friends for a few years now. But today we are enemies, and that's just the
Yeah.
way it was.
So we have a long break, like we said, and here's my boy Don Cherry, our Canadian pal. He is loving this. He just recently had a birthday. What is he, 91 now or something?
Yeah.
He's getting up there. Heck, I'm getting up there. I just celebrated 49. I'm feeling it.
Try 64, Jimmy.
Yeah, well, you look good, Kev. You look real good, buddy. But Donald S. Cherry, is that his middle initial? Yeah. I don't. What's his middle name? I know it. I forget.
Nobody
Donald S. Cherry.
cares.
Right? Yeah, I know. But anyways, we have a long break right now with this Four Nations, and it seems like forever ago. But we had just finished our last non-divisional rivalry week, where the Gretzky met the Ovechkin, and once again the Ovi kind of had its way with Gretzky this year, but not so fast, my friend. Last meetings of the year, the Gretzky actually showed up, including yourself. You had a big win. God, it's already been a long time ago. Who did you
I
play
beat
in?
the Chucks. I beat
Oh
Washington
yeah.
Wendigo, and I
Okay.
beat the Killer Bunnies.
Oh
And
yeah.
I
Last
beat
matchup.
the Cherry Bombs too. So
Yeah, you had played old rival fellow Canadian Dan Hall last week, and
yeah.
you got in on him 13-7. And I myself had a terrific matchup. Who did I play? I played I played my brother-in-law Dave, and that was my first ever
There
win.
you go.
To get, I actually went 6-0 this year against the Gretzky. So division record could be better for me, but we're having a hellacious season, and we're gunning for the Woodchucks right now. Mark Wood lost to Huma last week, and these are the rankings right now, buddy. As we look at the Don Cherry rankings, Wood still has a better record at 13-5.
Yeah.
But he, according to Don Cherry, falls to number 2. And our boy Julio, he's been on fire, buddy.
Well, I'll tell you what.
What are your thoughts?
Yuma, Adna, and Langley have all been red hot the last few weeks. And Julio deserves to be up there in number 1. He's sitting only 1 point behind the Chucks for the overall record, for the overall crown. But all of a sudden, the Chucks have been slipping lately and have opened the door to, of course, Nova and yourself. And really, even not the Cherry Bombs, but it's going to turn out to be a race if the Woodchucks are gonna, or the Woodpeckers are gonna have to really get going again, because you got 2 teams right behind him who are looking to surpass him. So he's going to have to get it together, because the Gretzky division is going to turn out to be quite a race down the stretch. The Ovechkin one, yes.
Yeah, if you're looking at it, we have 3 weeks left. You throw in a league trade deadline. We've had way more trades this year than last year, or the first 2 years, actually. We didn't have much of anything in the year 1. But February 26th coming up. It's going to be coming up in the middle of this this upcoming week 19 divisional round. Our rivalry weeks we have 3 weeks, buddy, until the playoffs. Right now, DB Cooper in the driver's seat for that last spot. You got to think the Wendigo. I don't count him out, but I'd cut it off underneath him. DuPont's playing very well. He's upset. He's still technically the tuna here. Our penalty for that is you got to help ship the trophy. Will it be shipped, or Mark Raymond, if he gets in, do damage? We'll see. But what are your thoughts? Does DuPont? He's been playing really good. I think he's arguably been playing better than Nick, Killer Bunnies, and Probert. But Don just pretty much went off of what he told me, the numbers. He's still only got 4 wins. But who do you think's going to be dead last this year, buddy?
Who's going to be the tuna, eh? Well,
yeah.
I think it's going to be a race between Probert and DuPont, obviously. And I'm sure Tim would like to get out of last place, I'm sure, and leave the shipping charges to Dave. They don't play each other, or maybe they do. Yeah, there's a chance they do play each other at least one more time.
Yeah, I believe
in the
so.
next 3 weeks.
I
So
believe so.
it could come down to that game. We're going to have to make
Yeah.
that game of the week, the
Yeah, and
tuna
that's what
pole race. So
well, Don Cherry made his matchup of the week. We'll get to that in a minute. This is last week's results.
yeah,
Anything stand out to you? I don't know if you can read all of it, anyways. But to finish up the non-divisional, Ovi went 22 and 13, and I believe there's one tie. So all time, it's now 57, 47, and 4. So a good rivalry between the two divisions, but Gretzky still holds the last laugh. They have the two only Stork Cups in existence. DB Cooper, as you can tell with the two stars there, holds both those. But maybe it doesn't matter because maybe a team like Langley or Huma or DB Cooper keeps the trophy in the Gretzky. But it'll be interesting, buddy. That was last week's results. Um, let's talk about this week because we don't start until Saturday, the 22nd. We still got a long break with the Four Nations. We got Monday Four Nations and then championship on Thursday Four Nations. But here is the matchups when Saturday hits, when the NHL gets back into business. This is a critical week for most. Like I said, Don has the matchup of the week right here, basically the toilet bowl. But notice the whole Gretzky here. All the series are 4-4 all time, buddy. You're playing Dave. You guys have always had a knockdown, drag out uh, rivalry. And then Huma has played the champs very well in his history, 4-4 between those two. I can't remember. I want to say maybe they're 1-1 this year. But this week we'll wrap up the season series between both divisions and their opponents. But what are you thinking of your matchup versus Dave, buddy?
well, I mean, it's obviously with only 3 games left. It's all the games are important, and perhaps this week alone, I'm going to be rooting for DB Cooper to beat Julio, but I have my own reasons for that, obviously, because I want the #1 slot in the division. So, yeah, I'm going to be a DB Cooper fan this week against Julio, and I hope he trips him up. But, I mean, DB Cooper all by itself, I mean, this is a big game for them. They can really put a bit of a nail in the coffin for that last playoff spot because the Cherry Bombs and Washington in particular are still chasing them down for that last spot. As far as Nova is concerned, who sits in the 5th place right now, they can clinch the 5th playoff spot with a win this week. They can also clinch the 5th playoff spot if they lose, but the Cherry Bombs lose too. So they're on the verge of clinching the playoff spot, which means there's only one spot left, and that's being held by DB Cooper. But just because, they need it, I mean, the Cherry Bombs, of course, they're rooting against DB Cooper. And so is Washington. They're rooting against them too. They're both hoping that Julio wins this week, but I see it a different way for obvious reasons. And I'm sure the Woodchucks see it my way too, because their 1st place overall is being challenged right now by Julio and by you for that matter, because I think you're only what, 2 points behind. So I mean that I'll tell you what, that Ovechkin race, even Washington can poke their nose in there, but Nova, yourself, and the Woodpeckers are all going to have quite a battle down the last 3 games. It's going to be fun to watch. It looks like me and Julio are going to challenge for our division, but your division is still 3 teams involved in it. So it's going to be. I mean, this is what we love about fantasy hockey
Yeah.
this time of year, when the races and all the games start to get magnified and they get more important. But we've got, I mean, so many really important games coming up, especially starting this week with the rivalry, the divisional rivalry matches, it's going to make a big difference, and it's going to affect the standings for sure.
Yeah, and I'll give the schedule maker a great pat on the back. That's what he meant to do down the stretch here. But like you said, Adna's got to run the gauntlet here a little bit. You can't look ahead to the big matchup versus Mark next week. We got to concentrate on Washington. If you can tell, if you can't tell, because of my small print there, me and Waylon, what a series! 3-3-2 all time in the regular season. We also have 2 playoff meetings where it's not included in this record, but 1-1. We've each eliminated each other over the years.
And Washington needs this one badly.
Yeah, and this, I know Waylon's going to bring it. His goaltending has been suspect. My goaltending has been terrific, even though we had a little off week last week. But if Waylon gets some goaltending, I've got to deal constantly with this guy. It's always David Pastrnak. He did drop Chris Kreider. Kreider is actually on the U.S. team. He's been the scratch, right? But he doesn't have him anymore. But he's got some great offense. He dealt Quinn Hughes. He ended up picking up Drake Batherson and Jesper Bratt. Jesper Bratt's amazing. So Waylon has a great offense, and you got to be careful. His 7-10-1 record is not really. It just doesn't seem like it fits him. But we'll see. Like you said, down the stretch, going to be amazing. Adna and the Woodchucks the week after this, and then Adna takes on Nova to finish that season.
You got a tough schedule going down.
Yeah, it's a gauntlet. It's a gauntlet.
You got Washington, who's desperate for wins, and then you finish off with 2 teams that are looking for playoff position. So it's going to be a tough road for you too. So
it is. Let me exit out of the full screen here for a minute. I wanted to bring up, as you know, everything's been focused on the 4 nations. I just wanted to take a look at some NHL stats currently. Coming in to the break, Nate Dogg still leading the league, 87 points, brother. He's a good 4 points above Leon Draisaitl. Your guy, Nikita Kucherov, I thought he was day-to-day. He got a little banged up, but he should be well rested.
He should be okay.
82 points for Nikita. Connor McDavid, 71. He was injured for a few weeks. He's been trying to get back into that Art Ross race. And then I'll finish. Oh, Waylon also has Jack Eichel, buddy. Jack Eichel is having a terrific season. He's there at 69 points with Kyle Connor. And then Waylon has David Pastrnak, 68 points. So there's your top 8 or so for the Art Ross. Should be a fun race. McKinnon and Draisaitl and Kucherov, you would think, are the front runners. McDavid could go on a tear and get back in it, I would think. Oh, I also left out, Mitch Marner. Nick's Mitch Marner. He has 71 points as well. I don't know how I skipped him. Over in the goaltending side of the house, we got Connor Hellebuck leading the way with GAA, my guy, 2.06. Darcy Kemper, he's a little banged up right now. He's on the pipe layers, 2.19. Jake Markstrom going to be out still for a little bit. I don't think Mark's going to be able to get this guy back, at least in his regular season run. 2.20. And then my backup, Logan Thompson. A lot of questions. I gotta go back to the 4 nations here, Stork. As much as people are like maybe dogging on Jordan Binnington, I still think he's been playing great hockey. For this
I'll tell you
tournament.
what, he played a good game. He played a good game in both games, really. Last night, he left in a couple of goals that cost us the game, and they were a little bit iffy. I'm sure he wishes he could get them back. But other than that, Canada didn't lose this game because Binnington had a bad day. Because aside from those 2 goals, he didn't let any others ones in. He made some huge saves to keep us in the game. So, I mean, it'd be idiotic to blame Binnington for the loss last night. That was, it was a team loss. It wasn't a goalie loss or somebody made a big mistake. It was a great game. Binnington played very well, and I'm sure he'll be just fine for Thursday, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Thursday.
So, I was going to say, are you expecting him to be the starter?
I think they're going to, well, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's all going to be up to Bennington if he wants to play tomorrow. But I mean, tomorrow, it's only Monday, right? The
Yeah.
finals isn't till Thursday, so that gives them 3 days rest. So they may end up playing him tomorrow, yeah. On the American side, they have nothing to win or lose tomorrow. They might put Ottinger in there just to get him some time and give Helly a break. At the same time, maybe they don't want to give Helly that long of a break because that's 5 days rest. And that's a bit, that's a long time for a goalie to sit. So it's hard to say what they're going to do, but my feelings is they may put Ottinger in tomorrow night.
Right on. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun week, even though we're still, what it seems like light years away till we get this regular season back underway. But one little quick category to go back over. I wanted to touch some rookies. Then I want you to show everybody your Celebrini hit. But Lane Hudson continues to lead rookies in scoring. He's got 41 points. You got Macklin Celebrini 40 points, and Matvey Michkov. He's kind of cooled off a little bit, but he scored a couple big goals for me last week. He has 36 points, and then the kid in New York Islanders. I still don't know how to Siplikov. I don't know if I say his name right. He's got 25 points, and then Logan Stankoven, 25 points, and Will Smith, 23 points. I thought maybe Logan Stankoven would have a better Calder year, but he kind of hides behind all those superstars there in Dallas, where it's kind of spread out. But and then we got the goaltender Dustin Wolf. Who do you think has the fast track on the Calder right now? I got a feeling who you're gonna say, but you might as well bring up his card right now. I want to see that beauty again.
All right, I'll bring it up. Whether he wins it or not, because I think Lane Hudson has had one terrific year for him. As much as he's a Hab, I don't really care for Habs, but I'd sure like him on my fantasy team or my NHL team for sure. But I think the odds are going to go with this guy right here, Macklin Celebrini. I think he's going to win the Calder this year, unless something happens towards the last few weeks. But he's got a lot of talent. He's going to be a budding star in this league. And this card here is a special Tim Hortons card that we talked about before the show. It's a redemption card that I pulled. It was called the #1 draft picks. Very rare card. There's only just a few of them out there, and I just happened to get lucky and get one. It's the best pull I've ever done on any card set.
Really?
This is it. It books at about $700. Very rare, and I'm pretty excited about it. I'm going to put that away in my collection for sure. Unless somebody offers me the moon, I might trade it or sell it. But I'd rather have the card right now. I don't need the money, but I mean, you never know what can happen. But I mean, I think Celebrini has the odds-on favorite, but I think it's going to come down to him and Hudson for sure, because Hudson he's playing a harder position than Celebrini. Let's face it, a defenseman to do what he's done this year for not so good a team. It speaks volumes for his chances.
And let's just I'll just say it right now. I drafted him this year on Adna. I knew he was gonna be good. I made the mistake of dropping him because I needed to make some room. Yeah, I had Kel. I already had him. It was. I only like to. I'm not gonna reveal what I like to do, but I already had a plethora of D. He was kind of going through a minus funk, and I knew he was going to be one of the top rookies, but
it's not like you can keep him anyway, right?
Yeah, I took the
one
chance.
Guy you can keep, and that's it. So
but let's just say the guy that picked him up is the guy you're battling for that division, and that guy's Julio is fast on it. He's like a hyena. He has Lane Hudson right now. I know he's picked up a few other guys, and that's how Julio's been a great manager this year, buddy. I'm excited to see that race. But hats off to Julio.
It's too bad I don't play him. It's too bad I don't play him down the stretch here. I've already got my 3 matches in against him. So
what was the series between you two? I forget.
I won 2-0-1.
Okay.
So I went undefeated against Julio this year.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. I would bet there's going to be a playoff match sometime down the road.
Well, there could be, yeah, but yeah,
you never know.
We don't face each other again, so it's and I'm only 2 points behind him, so I need him to get tripped up, and I'm hoping that Mark is on top of him this week. Because I would take over if I win. I would take over first in the division with a Julio loss and a Langley win. So go DB Cooper.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we pretty much run the gauntlet here. We're 45 minutes into the show. I really appreciate you taking some time on your Sunday. I mean, for the mailman here, enjoying President's Day weekend, holiday tomorrow. Really nothing going on right now. I'm kind of salivating.
It's a holiday here too we have a holiday too tomorrow.
What are you guys celebrating?
It's called Family Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's nationwide.
Interesting.
Yeah, nice. It's called Family Day, so
right on.
People like the postman don't have to work tomorrow.
Oh, that's good. How's your mail service going? I know you finally got my Christmas card.
It's finally back to normal again.
All right, because we need to get some card trading going.
Well, my last deal that I made to a guy in Ontario, he mailed them off to me on December the 18th. I just got them like 2 days ago. I finally got my package. It took almost 2 months for me to get that mail that was mailed 2 months ago. That's crazy, man.
Crazy. Yeah, I can't imagine shutting down.
They're finally all caught up now and back to normal, so that's good.
Yeah, here in the States, we have our own contract squabbles. It's been going on long enough. Whatever does happen, I mean, I won't say never, but I hope we don't never have a shutdown, because that would be hell to get back going. I like the way work's going for me, but like politics, we don't want to. Who cares about what? Let's not talk about work. We want to talk more about.
Well, if that happens, we can blame it on Trump. It was on Trump's watch.
Yeah, we'll see.
So that gives you something to throw in the fire. So yeah, go ahead, go on strike, Jimmy.
So I'm out of topics right now. We've got a sensational Four Nations face-off. We've got a tremendous fantasy league race going. But I will say this: we're going to have Stork's Desk this year, and we're going to be talking about professional football again, because the league football is coming back. And I'm breaking news here on this YouTube channel. This league hockey franchise has started the hunger up. We've got my sister's old football rivalries kind of sparking that they by popular demand, the people demanded this league that was a 10-year-old league come back. The DuPont Pipelines, Tim Kelly, are the defending champs. They're like Bruno Sammartino. They've had the title for the last. We've been in a 7 year shutdown.
Does that mean he's been the champion for the last 7 years? Is that what that means?
Yeah, I mean, he's had the trophy. I mean, well, we give out. I mean, you have one from League Bowl 6, but we give out individual trophies. That tradition will continue for a little bit until.
Well, the South Surrey Stingers are ready to go. So
yeah, so the Anna Express are coming back, and we've got some new blood from our fantasy hockey league. As we're welcoming in a bunch of guys that play here, and there's a bunch of people that are already in this league that are going to be in that one. We made so much room. We have 2 leagues coming, so I'm excited for that new venture. The league fantasy football is coming back. Jimmy is he's got the willing to desire to get that going, because this has been such a successful venture. I've enjoyed the heck out of it. I can't do anything without you guys, especially my deputy Kevin Stork. And so we're going to be having a Stork's Desk for league football here in the near future. So I hope you're ready for more Stork's Desk football talk. But that's way down the road. We got a fantasy hockey season. We got a Stork Cup to lift. And, man, trade deadline, February 26th. It'll be right in the middle of this week 19. So get those trades in, guys. And any other topics you want to talk about real quick before we...
Just make sure that Mark Raymond has my address.
Well, I know I have it. So if Mark has to drop it off here, he's just a little bit south from me. He's gonna need to polish that sucker up because I know he's been drinking a ton out of that thing. So Mark's been a great champion. Maybe we've been selling this guy short for 2 years now, buddy. At least this year,
He's still there.
he
We
looks a
can't
little
say nothing.
human.
He's
He looks a
still
little bit
there.
more. He looks a little bit more human at 8-8-2.
Yeah.
But get this guy in the dance, and anything can happen. But
Yep.
what we've been seeing though, real quick, as we talk about the playoffs, those two buys really matter because each of the finals they've been the division winners. So year one it was Scott, he won the Ovechkin. DB obviously the Gretzky, and then DB won last year the Gretzky, and Alex. Or did she win the division, or was it Mark? I still can't. I got to look back on.
No, I think she won the division.
She won the division.
I think so.
I always feel like Mark. It was like neck and neck, and I can never remember who. She was the division winner.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
she
won the division last year.
Yeah, because I want to say
serves me well.
So
But as you said, those two buys are crucial, and it's nice to sit out a week and let the other teams go at it during the first round of the playoffs. So, yeah, those buys are crucial, and both the division winners are going to be grateful for it. So, yeah, it's everybody wants those two buys, and there's still 5 teams fighting for those two buys, so it'll be exciting.
All right, Storky, well, get some rest, get ready for Monday, and thanks for joining me. It's been a great day for hockey, as Badger Bob always once said. For the deputy, Kevin Stork, I'm the commish, the mailman, Jimmy Milstead. Get your Four Nations face-off on. Good luck to all the Four Nations, and may the best team win, Stork. See you also, guys, next week as we get back to Fantasy Puck. Good night, everybody.
Good night.